Welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Rob and Kristina King-Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. To our viewers at home, are you a do-it-yourselfer? We're living in the age of DIY, and a lot of people like to tackle projects on their own. But should you be doing that with your retirement planning? We're going to find out today. Rob, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. It's wonderful to be here.
So wonderful to be here with you as well. And Kristina, how are you?
Blessed every day. Great to be here with you, my dear friend.
My dear friend as well. Adore both of you. Thank you so much for always making the time to come in and do the shows, because I know how busy you are. There's a grandbaby involved now.
Oh, yes. I just eat his little toes. He's so precious.
He is precious.
Oh,
He's absolutely beautiful. And the cheeks, the cutest cheeks ever in the history of life. I really think so. So, Rob, today's show actually it's an inspiration actually that came from some articles that you've been reading. It's a combination of things that you've put together. I should ask you the inspiration behind this, the DIYers. Tell the viewers why you think this is important today.
Well, we get into reading articles all the time. I don't necessarily read as much as Kristina. She's just blessed with this incredible brain. But some of the things that jumped out to me on this particular study here, in this article, Vanguard had completed a study that shows over a 25-year period, the do-it-yourselfer will see about 50% less growth than someone working with a financial planner. And if you take $500,000 over 25 years, you start with $500,000 over 25 years, you have an 8% return. What does that look like compared to a 3% return or 2%? It could be in the difference of $1 to $2 million over that 25-year period.
Wow.
So do we have your attention now? This is significant when we talk about this kind of money.
It really is. And Rob, obviously, we know that not everyone uses a financial advisor. Can you elaborate a little bit as to why that is? Why do people shy away from financial advisors?
Well, there's going to be various reasons on this. And there was another study, so this kind of all coincides, two different studies, but people just don't seek advice from professionals like they should sometimes. But to put it in perspective, in the 2022 Northwestern Mutual released a study called Planning in Progress. This is a pretty good read. So we want to share with you some data on this. 62% of Americans say their financial plans, they need work or they need assistance on it. But only 35% actually seek help from a financial planner or advisor.
Wow.
So what's the disconnect there?
Right.
And that's what we want to make sure. You need a good advisor in your corner that's going to teach you and guide you through all your financial futures. We're going to talk about your 401ks, 403bs. How are you going to turn that into a constant stream of income? Your HR departments, in my experience, they're not going to help. I had a lot of colleagues at my former corporate life that they had no idea. When they went to retirement, they didn't know what was going to go on. They talked to HR department. They had no idea. They gave that person to the 1-800, I don't know you. And we all love calling call centers, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what they had to do. It was a miserable experience for them. And they all shared that. So how can we change that?
Yeah.
Well, that's where we come in. We help you with those things. We want to be a part of that retirement strategy from early on. So if you need help with your 401k, if you just need help with allocations, what's going on? That's what we're here to help you with.
Absolutely, and this is the perfect time for people to actually have that help, because times are so uncertain right now. With that being said, Kristina, I want to ask you about a tax strategy for your clients. What are some pitfalls that you see from the do-it-yourselfer?
Well, first off, when you're doing something yourself, doing your own taxes, what if you make a mistake?
Ooh.
That falls back on your shoulders. Think about that for just a moment. Most of us have saved, most of our retirement is pre-tax money. So you've got a big tax bomb just waiting to explode once you get to retirement, because eventually those taxes will come due. When I think about the big mistake with taxes in retirement, probably required minimum distributions being missed from old 401k accounts that you've forgotten about. That's probably the number one mistake that I see. And folks, even though they lowered the penalty from 50% down to 25%, I mean, how generous, that is still a massive penalty. I mean, we're talking it could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars or tens of thousands if you make a mistake. So what does that look like for you in the future? When we're having the conversation about an advisor, I want to piggyback on what Rob just said. There are advisors for different parts of your life. Most advisors, especially these big boxes, they're excellent at managing money. They're excellent at helping you grow your funds. But that's all they do. They only have one flavor that comes out of that faucet. That's not going to work out because there is no one size fits all in retirement. I get to be the one for the rest of your life. What a great pleasure. I may not be as awesomely wealthy and famous as all of these others that are out there managing, but I will tell you, I get more hugs from my clients and get to enjoy every milestone for the rest of their life. And wow, that's the most amazing blessing.
It really is an amazing blessing. And again, I mentioned this in last week's show, but I had the honor of receiving a lot of testimonials from the clients. They both rave about you for what you just said. Caring heart, compassionate, and always has time to answer questions. That's a huge testimonial, and that came from your clients that currently work with you, I should say. Yes. Rob, my next question is to you. What kind of relationship do you find most that people have with their retirement accounts? What kind of relationship is that?
One word: incomplete. I don't know what else to tell you. They don't know what they don't know, so they haven't taken, a lot of people haven't taken the time to research exactly how it works. They just know they have this lump sum of money in their account. They watch it go up, they watch it go down, and they get mad, they get glad. I mean, they are all kinds of emotions with this. Some will watch it more often than others. They really know that that money's there. They don't know how to utilize it. They don't know what they're going to do with it when they retire. They're going to see this big lump sum of money, hopefully, but still no clue with what to do with it. That's where we come in.
That could be like a Facebook status, right? It's complicated.
Yes, yes.
It is very complicated.
Are you in a relationship? It's complicated. I like that. I like that.
My status is married, and it's complicated.
It's always complicated. Yeah. No, it's not complicated.
I was going to say,
I
most marriages are complicated.
We all know this.
They're supposed to be a little. You do what you're told.
So the other thing they don't talk about too, and this is one of the things that when we talk to other people with corporations, is they don't understand there's fees.
Yes.
And their HR departments will tell them, hey,
it's free.
It's free. You don't get charged a fee from us. Well, you don't get charged a fee from them. You get charged a fee from the person or the company managing your money, and it's expensive. It can be. So is that the right place for you? There's also an opportunity later on in life when you're 59 and a half that you could have the opportunity to roll this over into some individual accounts to start your individual retirement plan early.
Wow. So is that known as what is an in-service rollover?
It is, yes.
Excellent.
And it keeps you from being limited. You know, ERISA, if you want to look that up, ERISA, that's the group that manages all of these massive group plans. And I'm so grateful that we do have those available. I mean, it's just another opportunity to save, right? But how do you decumulate from that? That's not included inside of that accumulation plan. It just comes out of your paycheck and jumps into your group plan. How convenient. But it is completely complicated when it comes time to breaking that down. How do you spend the money when your paycheck is no longer coming in, out of your life savings in a tax favorable way, calculating inflation, making sure that you don't run out in your lifetime. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I know I just freaked some of you out, but that's okay. I'm here to help bring you that peace. And if you have a complicated relationship, I'm just teasing. I'm totally teasing. I do have a whistle and a jersey, so I can help keep these things under control. Just teasing. It does feel that way. It feels very complicated, and it feels a little fearful. I get a lot of people that will admit to me very quickly, I wish I would not have procrastinated because now that I've met you, I don't feel the same.
Yeah.
What a blessing. That's probably one of my favorite compliments I've ever received.
Absolutely. And I can see why. I definitely can. Well, Rob, you and Kristina have a very special message to present to our viewers at home today. Let's talk about what that is before we take a commercial break.
Absolutely. At Powerful Legacy, we would like to provide you with your on-track retirement plan. This is a very specific, detailed plan created just for you. A lot of time, energy, and effort gets put into this, along with our experience and our knowledge. Again, this is very detailed just for you. What are you waiting for? So we had 68% of the people know they need a financial plan. We hope you're getting some information. We want you to pick up the phone, call the number on your screen, click the QR code, get your ticket for the retirement training today. For those 32% out there that think you're on track, keep watching the show. It's meant for you.
Rob, thank you so much. Kristina, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, this is your time to grab the ticket on the retirement train. You can do so by calling in to 877-893-5099. You've worked your entire life to get to the retirement years. Don't you deserve to have peace of mind in your retirement? This is your opportunity to do so. Call in to 877-893-5099 or click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Powerful Legacy's landing page, and you can schedule your time accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're talking all about do-it-yourselfers and how that falls into a retirement plan. Is it good or is it bad? Stay tuned.
Hi folks, Kristina and Rob 𝙔𝗲𝘀 here with Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Let's take a moment and make sure that you're on track for retirement.
So Kristina, how much does it actually take for someone to retire?
Oh my gosh, how much money does it take to live these days?
It's a lot of expense.
Exactly. So when you think about it, we've got all these rules. The rule of $1 million, so if you have $1 million, you can retire. That's a lot. I know some people that only have a few $100,000, and that's okay. That's a lot if you've saved it. You know how much that is. And then we have the rule of 25. You want to try and save up about 25 years of your income. Maybe we've got that rule that, oh, wait a minute. Let's not talk about rules. Let's throw that rule book out. You know that it's different for every single person.
Well, I think it's going to depend on how many grandchildren we have too.
I know we're going to spend all our money on the grandkids, so it does. It depends on how many grandkids you have. That's when you can retire. How much money are you going to spend on the grands? I don't know. There's a certain formula that I think a lot of people have in your head. I think there's a certain age that you have on your mind. Well, what is that for you? Let's help calculate that and make sure that you're going to be ready for your retirement how and when you want to.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Rob and Kristina 𝙔𝗫𝙀𝘀𝘀 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. I got tongue-tied there for a second. We're talking all about do-it-yourselfers and should that be a good plan for your retirement. But Kristina, before we jump back into that, I want to talk about the book, The Retirement Train, because we've talked about it twice now in the show. Let's talk about what it is exactly.
Yes, I love this book. I'm just so very proud of it because it's completely different than any other book on the market. And number one, it's not for sale. I mean, let me please save you the $15.99. I'm only going to give it away. I think this information should be completely free. So one of the things I love about The Retirement Train is that each chapter is a decade through lifetime, what you could be doing, what you should be doing, what you can do to fix those mistakes that you've made. I've made a lot of mistakes. How many of you have made mistakes? I've made a lot of mistakes, but learning how to correct them and make things better moving forward, that's what makes Retirement Train special because it gives you all those answers.
It does, and it's a fun read. It's easy to understand, Rob.
It is. It's very easy. It doesn't go over people's head. There's not a lot of technical jargon in there. It's just good information for good people, and we want to provide that to you at no cost.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much. Well, Kristina, getting back to the do-it-yourselfers, when you're meeting with them for the first time, do they really know what income they will have in retirement?
Nope. I've yet to meet one person that comes in, do-it-yourselfer or seeking a helper, one of the two, and they do not know. I mean, it's very difficult to calculate because when you think about all those needs that you're looking for, what is it that you do when you're looking for a retirement income and something like that comes along? Well, it should be planned for. We have all these perils that are going to come along the way that we know we need to jump right over those challenges or make sure that we're going to get through them. The number one thing that I see completely derails a retirement income plan is going to be healthcare, especially long-term care. Healthcare is very expensive. It's one of the biggest holes in the bucket. Next to taxes. Taxes will be your biggest hole in the bottom of that bucket as you're pulling out that income stream, but healthcare will be the next. And that's just ever so simply because it's an unknown. You know, when I'm thinking about how we plan for healthcare, I've seen so many people that go into retirement perfectly healthy, excited about life, and a year later, nothing looks the same. A stroke or cancer, something has made a major shift, and we have to be fluid with that income plan, be able to take care of you. That's number one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rob, I want to ask you, we just talked about how important income is, obviously, but what about expenses in retirement?
So we won't even use the B word, so take budget out of it. We'll just talk about what are your expenses on a daily basis. And most people, it will come to mind your food, your clothing, your car insurance, your car payment, your house payment, your utilities. But what about, are you taking into consideration your credit cards? Are you taking into consideration all of those subscription services that seem to be so popular right now that you use, like a gym membership, for the first couple times, then you forget about them, don't use them, but continue to pay for them? As Kristina said, what about medical expenses? Are we taking into consideration medical expenses?
Right.
And taxes, oh my gosh, we don't like taxes at all.
Right.
So are you taking that into consideration? Most people don't know how much their monthly expenses are. So it's incredible to sit down, understand exactly what's going on within your household. It should be done often.
What about inflation, Rob? Is that part of it as well, factoring that in?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you did some kind of experiment before, so 2 or 3 years ago, and you wrote down all of your expenses, not budget, and you do it now, what does that look like for your family? Go back and look. You can go back and look at your utility bills. You can go back and look at your mortgage is going to be the same because you're usually on a fixed. But have you bought a new car? What's that interest rate look like? So a lot of those things are very important. If we want to take a quick test on that, so take 2 pieces of paper. On both of them, write your expenses. Give one to your spouse. Go to separate rooms in the house, spend about a half an hour. Write down your expenses, what they are, how much they are, or how much you think they are. Come back, put them together, and to see what it is. And then go back and look what your monthly bills are actually and compare. I bet it's a drastic difference for you.
Wow. Wow. Thank
I'm
you,
just going
Rob.
to say, I hope that he has no clue what I spend on Amazon.
I know. You and me both with
I'm not telling.
I gave up the Amazon war. Gave it up completely.
The number one thing with inflation that we're seeing these days, we were able to bless my son and my daughter-in-law with our little grandson. The gift that we chose to give them instead of, wedding shower gifts and baby shower gifts or whatever else, are diapers and wipes for the first 2 years of his little life. Folks, this is crazy how much it costs.
Yes.
I cannot believe this. The average diaper change was around the 8 to 10 cent mark 26 years ago when my son was born. His son, it's over 80 cents for
Wow.
a change.
We could have made this cheaper. Yeah, we could have bought them disposable or to the reusable diapers, the cloth diapers, and they could have cleaned them themselves, right?
Or that one time that we just had to hose him down in the kitchen sink. That was so funny.
Yeah. That is. I mean, that's perfect because all young people want to be able to wash that stuff out now.
That's true. Yay.
But I don't guess there's a disposable service that comes around and cleans them for you either.
Nope.
Like there used to be.
Kristina, how important is it to allocate money to different objectives in your portfolio for retirement?
Well, just remember, when you're talking about a good portfolio, the number one word that we like to use is balanced. What is a balanced portfolio? I prefer to not have balance in any aspect of my life. I'm just going to share that on a very personal basis because I'm so obsessed. I'm obsessed with the right thing being done and to enjoy the things that you love the most. So when I think about that, okay, obviously I've just shared with you my grandson. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. I'm obsessed. I just can't stop staring at him when he's in my presence. And then when I think about a portfolio, I mean, there is a great comparison because there's still no balance. I'm obsessed with making sure that it's perfect. So the allocations being, I guess you can just say well-rounded, cyclical, non-cyclical. What do all these things mean? That is none of your worry. That should be something that the money managers are taking care of, making sure that you have what you need. What we really need to talk about in the portfolio is what is the risk and what is your risk tolerance? That's what's going to keep everything technically in balance, but keep those allocations balanced out, because if you don't know the answer to that question, you have no idea what kind of a portfolio do you need. Is it going to be conservative, maybe a little bit moderate, maybe some growth, maybe really aggressive? I can set a husband and wife down and they're going to have 2 different answers for me. Most of the time, the husband will be growth or aggressive and the wife is going to be 0 to conservative. So there's no wrong answer, but making sure that it's what's best for you. That's what matters most.
Well, Kristina, you and Rob have a very special message to our viewers at home. Let's talk about what that is before we take a commercial break.
Yes, I know that you have no clue sometimes what it means to balance out your portfolio. What does it mean to actually have a portfolio? What is that? Is your home included in that? Absolutely. What about insurance? We've talked about so many different things, and I want you to know that you're not alone in thinking, my goodness, this is so much. So that's where we come in. We would love to take a moment, bless you with our time. Thank you for spending time with us. We appreciate that. So we'd love to bless you back with our time. call the number on the screen, click that QR code, jump onto yourpowerfullegacy.com, set an appointment, come in. We're offering you a complimentary written retirement plan. You probably don't have one.
It's true. Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. This is your opportunity to call in today and to gain that complimentary written retirement plan, 877-893-5099, or grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to the landing page for Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services, and you can schedule your time accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're talking about being a do-it-yourselfer in the retirement years. Stay tuned.
Hi folks, Kristina and Rob 𝗹𝗲𝘀𝘀 here with Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Let's take a moment and make sure that you're on track for retirement.
So Kristina, the $64 million question. When should I take Social Security?
$64 million, gosh.
I don't think you're going to get that much in Social Security, but that's the question I think everybody wants to know.
Social Security timing is a very important piece of your retirement puzzle because it's going to be 36 to 40% of your retirement income for most people. So getting the timing right is going to be huge to make sure that you're not going to run out of money in retirement. Early Social Security filing is going to be at age 62. You'll get about 75% of your benefit. Your FRA, or your full retirement age, is 66 or 67, depending on the year that you were born. And then maximum Social Security age is age 70. You're getting about 132% of that benefit. So what's the best time for you to file for your Social Security? Early, late, somewhere in the middle? Well, that's kind of a trick question because it's actually none of those things. It's what's going to be best for you. Unfortunately, some people cannot work anymore, and we have to actually retire them before they're even eligible for Social Security. So we know we have to calculate that Social Security as part of their income so they can continue living just on the needs that they have.
When we look at Social Security and we hear that it dropped from 2035 to 2034 after COVID, what does it look like in the future? Do we think it's still going to be here?
I have no idea if it's going to be here. The 𝗹𝗲𝘀𝘀𝑖, which is your old age and survivors disability insurance, that's the trust fund for Social Security. It is running out like crazy. I don't even know what to think about that. The money's being spent just by the moment, but it's not being replenished. So what does that look like? And I hear people say all the time, Social Security won't be here anymore when it's my turn, or they're going to cut my Social Security. As long as people are paying into Social Security, there still will be benefits. I know it comes out of our pay,
it does.
So it's still going to be there. But could there be a cut in Social Security in the long run, sometime in the future? What if there was a cut? Could you continue to live the way that you're living? And with the other impacts like inflation and taxation, Social Security timing, and if there was a cut on Social Security, could end up causing you to run out of money before you retire.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Rob and Kristina 𝗹𝗃𝘀𝘀 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services, and we're talking all about being a do-it-yourselfer in the retirement years. This is a very important subject to talk about because so often you see people that want to do everything yourself. Everything's at your fingertips. You can Google just about anything anymore. Yeah. But when it comes to retirement planning, that's a no-go. Kristina, what about estate planning? Does the do-it-yourselfer need to think about estate planning?
No. They need a professional to help them with that.
Yes.
I actually want to flip this back on you, my beautiful friend, because I know that you have seen these do-it-yourselfers in real estate.
Yes.
What a disaster.
Yes.
All of the years that I've been in residential real estate as an owner, I have done so many things do-it-yourself. I have literally illegally taken asbestos siding off of a house. I did dispose of it correctly, but I've been in the middle of so many things and made so many mistakes and had to correct them with little to no money. I don't want you to feel that way about your estate. That is so awful. I know you've worked so incredibly hard for that. And when I think about my own personal estate, trust, all those things, I think about those 20 plus years that I was in the residential property business, and my boys, they helped me all along the way, cutting almost 20 yards every single weekend because we couldn't afford a property manager, and all of the nasty things that we had to deal with when people would move out and destroy the property before we could get another renter in there. All of these big problems and all these mistakes, I would never want to make that mistake with my estate because it took so long to build that and so much. I want to make sure that it goes to them the way that I deserve for it to be done.
Absolutely.
So no, you shouldn't be doing it yourself. You should have a professional. A lawyer is the one that's going to help you with that one. Financial advisors, yes, I mean, we do have some of those pieces, but you definitely are going to need a lawyer on that one.
Thank you, Kristina. Rob, the do-it-yourselfer obviously has so many different personality traits, if you will. Do they have any similarities when they come in to discuss their plan?
They do. So we love do-it-yourselfers because they've taken the time, the effort. A lot of their time goes into trying to plan their retirement out. They come in a little tense, shoulders up, kind of guarded a little bit. By the time that we get to spend with them and talk with them, ease their worries, let them know we're not judging them. They've already worked really, really hard at what they have, and we're very proud of them for that. So by the time they leave, the worries are all gone. Shoulders are laid back. They're wanting to talk a little bit more. Some people come in for something more specific, like just a Social Security plan.
Yeah.
At the end of it, by the time we talk to them, we've written their business. Just because we get to know them, their needs, and we tell them what opportunities they have out there. So that's very big for a lot of people.
It definitely is. And the one thing that you always are able to give people is comfort and peace of mind. You can't put a price tag on that. Kristina and Rob, thank you so very much. To our viewers at home, there's a number to call on your screen, 877-893-5099. If you've been a do-it-yourselfer in your retirement years, you can see there's clearly a difference when you ask for professional guidance. This is your opportunity to call in today, 877-893-5099, or grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today on Your Powerful Legacy TV.